Buddy, welcome back to the Bears Den. How is everyone doing today, guys? Hope you're all having a great day today. Hopes if I hit the right scene. Whoopsies, my bad. Oh well. Hope you're all having a great day today, guys. It is Tuesday night. It is Smarter Than AI talk show, streamcast, whatever, podcast, whatever you want to call it. I'm here. Alex is here. We're going to be having so much fun talking about all the fun, interesting things going on. We've got a ton of information as far as things going on uh, in the video game industry currently. Some of them good, some of them bad, some of them just downright shite. So hold on tight, because it's always going to be a fun and interesting wild ride, as you guys know. Also, for those of you who don't know, you're more than welcome to watch us both on the multi-Twitch stream here. You can check out both our perspectives. Well, you're going to get both our perspectives anyways, but you can more easily participate in both of our chats. Also, if you haven't already, go give Alex a follow. He just recently got affiliate, and if you like both of our channels, or one or both, whatever, by all means, please feel free. Consider subscribing. Worst case scenario, if you like the channels but you don't have the ability to help support us at the moment, you're more than welcome to, at the very least, follow us on Twitter, Twitch, and join our Discords. Have some fun. With all that being said, though, guys, I'm giving him the thumbs up, so let's get this stuff going.
Dog likes to walk in and out, so yeah, I don't want to be a dick. So you're gonna have to put up the echo until I get, I don't know, or $200 to get a better mic. Oh, and there's some burps too. I probably came through good.
Tasty.
Yeah, actually felt pretty good too.
Okay.
Cleared out the sinuses.
Interesting.
Yep.
Spicy
Hi.
jelly beans also do that, I've heard. Not that I
Yes.
know from personal experience or anything.
Yes.
uh,
So does Goldschlager. Not that I know from personal experience, but if it comes out your nose, that is very, very, very
oh,
ouchy. Just FYI.
yeah, I would imagine. Jeez.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh,
So hello, Rich. How are you, buddy?
doing okay. Yourself?
Excellent. Thank you for asking.
Good to hear.
Yup. Another Tuesday, another amazing bunch of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Great.
Some good, some bad, some shite, some completely and
Fun.
totally off the wall.
Yep. Um, I was also looking at some early stuff. The Tokyo Game Show is coming up really soon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I got the dates for all that, so we can tell that shit later.
Cool.
But that's the end of the month. So we're gonna have another big, huge info dump. The week after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited though, because it's nice to get back to some regular. It's gonna be all digital again, just like kind of everything has been. So
Yeah, I mean that's understandable.
Yep.
And even then, as far as it going digital, once things clear up, there are probably still some events, some people out there that are like, I just prefer doing it all digital anyways. So
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like COVID kind of like changed the landscape of how conventions are going to be done. I think from now on.
Well, not just really conventions, but just events in general.
Right.
Because like ESA and GDQ, I really would not be surprised if it's a thing of they offer the ability for you to do your run virtually, even once they get back to having in-person events.
Right.
So
I would imagine that that's probably going to be the case. And a lot of companies don't want to fork over the bill for
Hmm.
renting a space, and then
Yeah.
the hotel and all the shit that comes with it.
Yep.
It's as opposed to point cameras, get production crew done.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
how this shakes out. Uh, I don't know why I just completely blanked right there. Something to say, just
I
gone.
don't
It's like
know.
2 seconds.
I guess the question now becomes a thing of, do you want to go first or shall I?
I don't have a dice near me, so I'll go first.
Okay, sounds good.
If I had a die near me, I'd roll a die. But so this was something that like I thought was great. Let's just start off on something great. I love Alan Wake. Alan
Cool.
Wake is getting a remaster officially announced. Um, I think that game has been slept on for a long time. I
Hmm.
know that the mechanics of putting light on enemy, shoot enemy isn't exactly fucking revolutionary or anything, but I love that game. I love the premise. I like Remedy a lot as a company.
Hmm.
So I'm just excited to see that coming, with a nice new coat of paint.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Plus the simple fact of, like you said, shine light, shoot enemy, not a new concept or anything like that. But the mechanics of that weren't what you went and played the game for. You played the
right.
game for the story that pulled you into the game world and actually made you care about the characters.
Yeah.
Whereas, which is one thing you don't see a lot of very much in a lot of games anymore, short of them being like full blown either RPGs or JRPGs.
Sure.
Um,
And I have been, a fanboy of Remedy since like, okay, like how about Max Payne? Like, you know what I'm saying? They invented slow time in the video game genre.
yep.
Um, I actually can't think of another game prior to Alan Wake that did the like light shoot dudes thing. Um, I think that maybe they went a little bit mechanical with it, but yeah, I love the story itself. It's nice to have like those like what the hell. I'm assuming they didn't mention this yet, but I'm assuming that it means it's going to be like all the DLC and shit too, which will be cool because there was two, and I only played one of those two DLCs, so that means that I get to have that. Um,
Interesting.
and hell, maybe they could even do a DLC for that that ties more into Control because Alan was in the first DLC, I believe, for Control. So that would be
Mm,
cool to kind of bring them to like a place like Marvel where they're making one big paranormal universe within, their own studio. That would be really
interesting.
cool.
Yeah, that really
Yeah.
would be cool. Because I mean,
Um,
I've played the first one. I haven't played Alan Wake American whatever it was.
oh, the DLC like digital download one.
Um, I guess.
Yeah, it was like an XBLA exclusive.
Oh,
It wasn't
okay.
a full title.
Oh,
I played that one too. It was fine. It wasn't
okay.
as good as the original, but it was fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Of course, on the other hand, though, with October coming up, it's like, okay, spooky games, break them all
Right,
out.
right, and
So,
and it's a good time for that to drop. Like
yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
um, yeah. And speaking of remasters, I might as well just knock this one out real quick. Um, they're doing a remaster of all three of the Crisis games. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to mention about Alan Wake, sorry, I
Hmm.
hate to sidetrack myself. That's something very stupid. Coming to PS5, which is cool because that was an Xbox exclusive title. So it's going to be on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. So everyone can finally enjoy Alan Wake, which is nice.
Okay, cool, cool. As far as the Crisis franchise getting a remaster, um, okay. I mean, this is the franchise that has been notoriously memed to death by computer manufacturers and builders across the globe with, but can it run Crisis?
Right. Like when it
So,
originally came out. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well,
kind
this
of
is
like,
maybe it's just going to be a new benchmark where everyone's going to have to go,
yeah,
how
yeah,
good is your PC?
yeah.
Can
We're
it
we're
run it on
gonna
Ultra?
we're gonna revisit the whole "Can it run Crisis" meme all over again.
Hmm.
Oh gosh,
I'm
I don't know
assuming
if
I'm going
that's
to
a
have
good
to
thing or a
install.
bad thing.
Well, I was thinking about putting in chimney stacks on my PC anyways.
Oh, is that?
It's
Oh, okay, cool,
gonna
cool.
run on diesel. It's gonna be fantastic.
Okay. See, I was thinking of just plunging my like dig a pool of mineral oil and just like throw my PC in there and be like, okay, it's good.
Yep. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool too. And I think the Crisis one comes out next month too. As a matter of fact.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember from a long time back, Crisis. I heard that apparently the first one was getting remade. I didn't know that the whole franchise was getting remastered.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's just
Hmm.
a like all three in one kind of bundle,
Oh wow.
um,
Okay.
which is cool.
Yeah,
And
that's
especially
definitely interesting.
if it's for $40, like I'll at least play through one and two again. I didn't
Yeah.
really care for three, but one and two were really fun.
Yeah. I will say this: when I played through the first one, um, I felt it was more of a slog, and it may have just been how I was effectively using the suit, because it seemed like whenever it was a thing of, oh hey, there's guys over there, go into stealth mode and try and do as much as I can and get out, let the suit recharge. Once
Hmm.
it's back, go into stealth mode again, and continue and just rinse repeat that over and over and over. So there was a lot of just, okay, I'm waiting for my suit to charge back up. And it's like, okay, this is kind of boring.
Yeah.
So,
I think that two had a better because I the main character in one and three was Prophet. He was kind of a boring character. The guy from two, it was an interesting premise because he was basically being held together by the suit. So
oh
he
wow.
was like more wounded, and then the suit was keeping him alive, which was cool because then you're an unflappable badass. But it makes sense that the suit would need downtime to basically hold
Yeah.
your organs in, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so I thought that was pretty neat. But and then again, three comes around and they were like, let's bring back the boring guy, Prophet. Like, why? Like he
Yeah.
was just a boring generic shooter. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that. Speaking of other games that have like super suits in them, time time slip. No shit, I forget what it was.
The one with the slow mo powers,
Yeah, where you can,
with like the slow
can
mo grenade and shit.
control and rewind time,
Yeah,
fast
yeah.
forward like that, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's kind of cool and all, but then like literally, okay, I don't care if it's spoiler or whatnot. Literally at the very end, you go through all this stuff the entire game to save your girlfriend who was getting blown up when you got the suit and put it on,
Right.
and like you go to save her and the suit's like, nope, you can't do that, paradox approaching, and it immediately like warps you out of there, shunts you off into another timeline. It's like, well, fuck. I
I
can't
think
even see
I
my girlfriend
actually
again.
I think I actually thousand that game out. It had a bunch of really shitty achievements for
Yeah,
multiplayer too.
yeah, it did.
Yeah, I think
Because I played that when I was over in Norway working for Funcom.
okay. Um, I ran through that like after Splitgate. I don't know.
Time
Uh,
something, I forget what the full thing is.
Yeah, time. It's really annoying. But me and my buddy who were into achievements on the 360, we jumped in. There was nobody, so we just quick match and we meet each other. Okay, shoot me in the face 15 times, whatever. Okay, we're out of here. Like the third game, like somebody randomly showed up and wouldn't leave our game and was taking it seriously. We were both like, dude, we're just let me get my stupid achievements and get the hell out of here, please.
Yeah, really.
But
Oh well.
all right. Well, I've gone twice, so
Okay.
you go ahead.
How about in that case, seeing how you've gone twice, I just do a kind of a double story one
Sure.
and go with that. No Man's Sky.
Hmm.
They recently released what their like 16th, 17th, something along that line update. So with that, it brought Star Wars style settlements to tons of planets, which that's cool because realistically, one thing that I kind of felt was a little boring was it's like, oh hey, I'm on the planet, yay, there's literally nothing here other than the
Yeah.
resources. Whoopie doo. I mean, there were like factories here and there and shit like that that you can go blow up or rob or whatever, but like there was not even NPCs really. They were really sparse and only at like outposts, and that was it. So hopefully this will bring more NPCs into it, which would be cool. But then the other thing with No Man's Sky is it now finally has a positive, mostly positive rating on Steam.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's kind of like, okay,
Good for them.
good for them. Yeah,
I
they
mean, you fought for what, 5 years to get it?
yeah, well, more than 5 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
Um, considering, in my opinion, it felt like when pre-release and all that, the uh the platforms themselves were kind of like, hey, we want this game, we want this game, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, we want it out now. So it kind of to me felt like not only were they rushed, but they also were a very small studio. They were like 5 guys, I think, or something, 5 6 people.
In the
And
beginning, but
yeah,
not
yeah,
not when it was launching.
yeah. um and then having basically the head of the company be the PR guy as well, not the greatest move,
Yeah,
but
he kind of Peter Molyneux it up. He was like, "You want
yeah.
to do that? You can do that too. You want to do
Yeah,
that? You can do that too. You want to make ramen? Fuck yeah, we're gonna have that in the game." It was like, man, maybe back it down a notch.
yeah, really.
Uh,
um
yeah.
but I mean, it definitely has they've stuck with it throughout the
Mhm.
entire time. They've improved it a immense amount, and it really is a fun game. It really
I don't
is.
know if there's any in-game currency, but I kind of assume that there has to be, right? There's no way you're going to continue to work on something where you make no money off of it.
Yeah.
My assumption is there's got to be some sort of way that you could continue to pay for that game.
Oh, you mean like a microtransaction thing, you mean?
Right.
um to my knowledge, last time I played it, no, there wasn't.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it definitely is interesting that they've really just, I guess for lack of a better term, not sold their soul,
Right.
and stuck with it and said, hey, this is what we promised you, this is what we're giving you. Granted, it's not right away, we're working on it and developing it and adding more to it, which is cool.
It has absolutely no monetization.
Yeah.
That is crazy. How are they fucking keeping the lights on?
They've actually still been getting more new players into it, selling more copies, which is actually kind of cool.
That's
Granted,
crazy.
it's I obviously it's enough to actually keep the lights on and like that, but like yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Jake said, not that I have seen the last 3 months. Hi, Jake. Um, Look at all your little badgy boys. Um, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
yeah.
That is pretty crazy. Okay, what's the next one?
Actually, that was a twofer there.
Oh, okay.
So,
Um, talking about updating things. So the 343 guys for Halo Infinite
mhm.
came out this last week, and they said that they are making a bunch of changes to the final version, and there's going to be a bunch of changes that, excuse me, uh, are basically they're still looking at, which is really cool. I actually went and I looked at the dev blog. The reason I brought this up was the number one thing that everyone was bitching about was that the radar wasn't like old school.
Yeah.
It was like a school version, and they said, okay, you know what? Here's the deal. We're gonna do another um, we're gonna do another beta test, and we have the old school radar, so we're gonna do old school radar, which is nice.
Yep.
So I went and I looked at like the post, and the reason I really brought it up is because the the visual upfrontness that 343 is doing for their community is really nice. The every change that they had listed, they had the reasons why and where the concerns came from, which a lot of times was community concerns, like silly things too, like to the
Mm.
point where the needler didn't sound crystallized enough. So they were like, okay, we'll put in a new sound effect for it so that it sounds, I don't know, more crystallized, whatever the hell that means.
Mm.
Um,
Interesting.
yep. The other thing they took from that, the other big one that I really took was in let's talk about Apex Legends for a hot second. In Apex Legends, it's very easy to see when somebody's armor is damaged, when somebody's armor is cracked, and in Halo, that is a pretty big thing too, because you're not going to chase a guy down if you don't know what his armor level is, and so they're going to update the VFX so that you can see more easily if somebody has overshield, if somebody's shield does get cracked and now he's down to just his hit points. And like everything I was reading, I was like, damn, dude, like it's really cool that they're being so
Transparent.
listening to the right transparent, like you're listening to the community, you are taking their concerns into and you're moving them up in a ladder of like what's important to you guys then,
Yeah.
which is really good. So yeah, I just thought that was great. That was a great update. And it makes me, because I love Halo too.
Mhm.
um I love Halo as well. um that makes me hopeful that
Yeah.
this is gonna be good.
More excited to see whatever they're going to be doing coming up. So yeah,
Yep.
yeah, okay, cool. Alrighty. Uh, so in that case, let's go with a one here that's completely and totally off the wall. Smash on the Switch.
Mhm.
Apparently, there is a dentist
Oh,
in like Massachusetts. He's got the TV set up, he's got the Switch, he's got everything all hooked up, and has basically thrown down the gauntlet saying, if you beat me,
in Ultimate.
then I will do a free dental cleaning.
Mhm.
Now, now
I'd go in for that.
oh yeah, oh god, yeah. Now it does come with some caveats to it. Um, okay, valid one per patient, only one challenge. So I'm guessing that means you get to do this once and that's it.
Right.
Challenge must challenge Dr. Saha. I don't know how to pronounce it. Obviously the dentist that's practicing there. At Zen Family Dental gives the address. Smash Brothers Ultimate for Nintendo Switch, provided by the doctor. You are allowed to bring in any controller as long as it connects to the Switch. He does have a GameCube adapter.
Fucking all right, let's go. So this dude clearly
Yeah.
plays fucking Smash, right? Like
Yes.
he's not like
Yes.
throwing this out willy goddamn
Yeah.
nilly.
Well,
That's awesome.
considering he has to be good at it. Considering
Mhm.
this is his livelihood, he's putting bank on the line.
Right. Like it's a
Um,
money match,
yeah,
ostensibly.
yeah. Uh, rules of the match are stock 3 battle
Yep.
with a 6-minute time limit, no items, no final smash, final destination style level, no level damage.
Sure.
If patient loses, if the patient loses, they have to post on their social media
That's brilliant.
that they lost the match at this dentist and give him
Sure.
some PR. So it's like, okay, that's cool. Free cleaning does not include exams or radiographs that are required before cleaning. So okay, you still have to pay for the little some things, which is fine. Apparently he only does the dentistry thing Friday through Sunday 9 to 5.
Hmm.
So he's closed Monday through Thursday, which
That's
is
interesting.
interesting. Yeah, I read that. I'm like, that's interesting. Of course, I
Maybe
said
he doubles at another place. Like maybe this is like a startup kind of a thing.
that's entirely possible. Of course, I say that also, and I just remembered that at my previous job, on the way to and from work, I remember seeing I believe it was like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Oof.
dentistry location. They specifically did that because that's completely off hours.
Right.
What if you need a dentist?
An emergency.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, fine, cool. And you must sign up at this website.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
yeah, I mean,
That's an absolutely brilliant
Yeah.
idea for like what we would think of as I don't know, like that's just a rad way to do advertising, right? And
Hmm.
it's free,
Yeah.
and you do get to show off because this dude is clearly gonna body a bunch of like people, like
Hmm.
that's or at least that's his assumption. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
So, but yeah, I figured, okay, let's just go with something completely off the wall here.
Yeah, I posted that in Gamers during the week. I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
let's go, dude. Uh,
Get your teeth cleaned or get them wrecked.
right, exactly. Get your head kicked in. You lose a little bit of pride, but the school, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder how many people would sign up. I like go lose and then be like, all right, well, I guess I'm out of here, like with dirty teeth.
Yeah.
Get your dirty teeth ass out of here.
You
Uh,
never know.
okay. You want to do another funny one, kind of?
Sure.
Okay. So I don't know if you remember this. You know that Amazon game MMO New Worlds?
Yep.
Okay. So when the last beta came out, a couple of people, and it was going around the internet, that the RTX 3090
Hmm.
were bricking because of it. Well,
Mm,
they went and looked at it, and that wouldn't make any fucking sense no matter what way you slice it, you fucking big bunch of mouth breathing internet idiots. Um, no, it wasn't that. It's that those dudes were coming from the first batch of the 3090s. And when they looked at them, there was a soldering issue.
oh, okay.
So if you are going to buy an RTX 3090, make sure that you do a little bit of research or maybe even wait a little bit longer until those aren't in anyone's hands because that small batch is still floating out there and with that soldering issue.
Yeah.
So just putting it out there. Also, code cannot make your fucking graphics card explode. Just do some
Yeah.
research, people.
Yeah.
Also, really wish the internet would fact check some things before they just put it on the internet. But this is the
Hey,
day and age we live in.
hey, the internet's got to sit there and be like, oh, I need to get the most clicks and likes
Right.
and burps and whatever the fuck else it is. And it's
Mhm.
like, whatever. So, yeah. So EVGA cards had the small chance of failure with New World. Yeah, it was the EVGA cards specifically
Yeah,
of the 3090s.
but it was a
Um,
small batch.
yeah, yeah. I want to say they also kind of traced it back to something in regards to it being uncapped frame rates uh, on it
Oh, like stressing the machine.
yeah, was putting undue stress on the card. But at the same point in time, it's like if it's on the PC, usually you don't cap the frame rate anyways,
Sure.
typically. So are we certain it was New Worlds and not like Minecraft that could have done the exact same thing?
Anything else could have done the
Yeah.
exact same thing.
So to sit there and point the blame at New World and be like, "Oh, it's your game, you're doing," it," it's like,
Yeah. Your ones and zeros made my card explode. It's like,
yeah, yeah. No,
you've done
no,
that very, very much.
their ones and zeros didn't make their card explode. That was the gigabyte power supply.
Right. Or the fire underneath that was coming from the gigabyte power
Yeah,
supply.
yeah. Ooh, sorry, gigabyte. Didn't mean to throw you under the bus
No,
again.
totally do. Fuck you, gigabyte.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Hmm.
So that's that one.
Okay. Um. All right. Let's continue with another hardware thing.
Okay.
You know those consoles that are out there that claim to do like Super Nintendo, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, this, that, the other, and it's like, oh, hey, cool, that's awesome. It does all these retro consoles that I absolutely love playing. But the problem still being you have to have the actual card or
Yeah.
the actual game.
Yeah.
Found one online called Mister, Mister, that is not a traditional emulator, but it they claim that with a little tweaking of it, it plays all those consoles. Matter of fact, it actually plays, because they list out all the consoles it can play.
Things getting shut down in a week.
Yeah, I would imagine. Uh,
Like,
Bally, Astrocade, Atari 2600, Atari 5200, 7800, Atari Lynx, AY 3 8500. I have no clue what that is. ColecoVision, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Genesis, Mega Drive, Neo Geo, NES Famicom, Odyssey 2, Sega CD, Mega CD, Sega Master System, and Game Gear, SNES, Super Famicom, TurboGrafx 16 slash PC Engine slash Super Graphics, TurboGrafx CD slash PC Engine CD-ROM 2, Vectrex, and WonderSwan.
Vectrex on a WonderSwan? Holy shit.
You know the funny thing about it? They show images of this thing too, and it's about the size of a deck of magic cards in sleeves.
Yeah, yeah. This is like the thing that Pat Contry would like rip to shreds. Like, there's no fucking way that, because there are so many of these consoles that have existed over the years,
Mm-hmm.
and either come out to be frauds, um, or they basically won't do any of this shit, and it's basically like a Raspberry Pi on the inside. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, I very highly I you know what? Here's the deal. I'm gonna write myself a little notey boy, and we're gonna come back to this next fucking week because I'm gonna do a little research and probably tear this thing to fucking pieces because that is monumental levels of bullshit. Because like old school consoles, the OS, let's just even start there, is so unique from one to one, from company to company. There
Mm-hmm.
is no way that this thing exists with a fucking
All of
size of
that. Yeah.
yeah, no, that
Yeah.
like
That's what I'm thinking too. Now here's the thing: is they say it's a not the traditional like emulator. It's a FPGA, whatever the fuck that means. Because they only in the article say the FP in FPGA stands for field programmable. They don't even tell us what the GA stands for. So
right.
it's like, huh?
And like what is that like like was there a price point? Was there a time when it was coming out? Like
Um,
because this kind of thing just reeks of like buy it, hey, we're totally gonna do this, and then it never actually
yeah,
launches.
yeah.
The guy who is doing the one that's the Intellivision one, that guy is a real scumbag, and he's been working that crowd for like 5 years at this point, 4 years.
Oof. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not cool.
yeah, we'll totally look into that though, because that's
Um,
pretty funny.
I did see that there are some dollar figures in here in the article. However, I think it was like, hey, this is the price for this kind of a board, like circuit board with the chips on it and whatnot. And it's like, okay, so we're talking with the if tallying those up, it's like, okay, we're talking at least like $300 for them to turn profit, kind of a thing. Because it's like 180 was one of them, and like 75 was another one. So it's like, all right, 300 is your price point. At that point, you're looking at like new consoles. Like
Right,
a Switch is 300 at this point.
right. And
So
and this is the thing that Pat Contry always says is Pat the NES Punk always says is most of these people who are interested in these old ass consoles either already collects them, A, or
mhm.
B, already emulates them.
Yep.
Like if you really just want to play the games, you're already doing one of those two things. So like all you're doing is preying on a very, very weird bifurcation of those two like groups that like you want to just plug it in and play. But that I don't know, it's
Yep.
really reeks like a scam to me.
Well,
Um,
the other thing I will say though is, and they were kind of stressing this point in the article, is that it's not a typical emulator because
but
suppose,
but those emulators exist.
but they're not 100% accurate is the thing. Whereas this is even more accurate than, so they were supposedly saying that this is as accurate as taking your Super
a
Mario
one to
World
one.
cartridge,
Right.
putting it in a Super Nintendo and
Right.
playing it. That's how accurate this is supposedly supposed to be. And it's like, that could be really cool.
Yeah, but
But
you
again,
ever
like
see
you
that
said, the
meme?
market for it is very niche.
Right. And you ever see that meme where it's the doubt meme?
Yeah.
That's me right now. Doubt. Like
Hmm. Oh yeah,
very big
yeah.
doubt.
I mean, even reading through it, I was kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm seriously doubting this because
Yeah.
it's not just, hey, you buy it, you unbox it, plug it in, and you're good to go. You
Right.
apparently you do need to have a little bit of coding skills
Right.
to set it up, and it's like, uh,
And you still would you'd still need to go out and get the ROMs.
yeah,
That's the other thing that they're not explaining to you. Like that you'd still have to go online, find the ROM you want, download it to like it's
yeah,
like who are we doing this for? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's not very clear as to their target audience.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of target audience, you see how I did that? That beautiful transition.
Hmm.
Um, so we talked last week, I believe, or it might have been the week before, about China's new law about how children under 18 can only play 1 hour a day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 1 hour each one of those days. And we were also wrong. I would like to make that abundantly clear. We were wrong. If it is a holiday, you can, a child under 18 could play on that day for 1 hour. So just shout out.
Yeah, but they
Shout
can't
out
play
to
for more than 1 hour.
no, 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 but they could. We were saying that you couldn't even on a holiday, but you
Oh,
could
okay,
if it
okay,
was a holiday.
yeah.
So that law gets passed, and within whatever a week and a half, um, Tencent, the biggest company, video game company in China, who owns PUBG, they own a big part of Riot. It
Hmm.
makes League of Legends. They make their own games in house for China as well.
Hmm.
Huge in the mobile market.
Yep.
Shocking, nobody, China.
Yeah.
Uh, has already kind of figured out a workaround, which is a little interesting.
Hmm.
So what Tencent has done is they have just instituted a pay to in China. Let me start here. In China, to log into any game, if you are any person, the SDK, the first thing you do is log in with your ID number. Your ID number comes from the government, and it's basically, your social security number kind of a thing, but it's
Yep.
different from game to game.
Yeah.
But that SDK has to be there in every single game that is nationally available.
Hmm.
So when you're a kid, you log in, you put your name and your number in, and then you can play for that 1 hour, and then the SDK turns the game off and goes, sorry, come back tomorrow or whatever. So Tencent made a nice little loophole find that I've got to say is because they live in a communist country. I got to say this is a beautiful play for 390 like whatever $5, let's just do a USD. For $5 USD, you can play, and this is the first one that they've done. Hands of the Lord, Hands of Kings, which is one of their super popular MOBAs on mobile for 2 hours without needing to log in as a named player. So ostensibly, you can rent 2 hours of play no matter what your age is because you are logging in under a a Trojan horse account essentially.
Yep.
Very smart, very smart.
Hmm.
Here's the thing that I was thinking about though. With this law, and I don't know why I am fucking fascinated with this. Actually, I know exactly why, but I'm fucking fascinated with this. Under this law, the other thing that I found out, because I did a little extra digging this time, um, if you have a child and you wish to allow your child to have extra hours, you could always give them your information.
Hmm.
So here's the rub of this. They're accidentally making like a gray slash black market because if I, Alex Quino, the Chinese guy in this example, wanted to I could make an account for Hands of Kings, and I could sell my account information that would still have my official I am over 18 number to an underage minor so that he could play whenever the hell he wants on his mobile device. I don't play that game. What do I care? You know what I'm saying? That is crazy. That is crazy. They're
Oh yeah.
accidentally making a black market.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, because I've read that same thing too, and I'm just like, wow, really? Yeah.
it it makes sense to me, like, right, for
Hmm.
Tencent, right?
Yeah.
Because they're just monetizing hours. That's like way back in the day when you'd have to go to an internet cafe.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which
Oh yeah.
again is still popular, in
Yeah.
the PAC region. So I feel like this little workaround is just so funny that they did it so quickly. They must have known ahead of time that this might come up, or if they were sideswiped by it, they were like, hmm, how can we get around this? Dummy accounts? Oh, dummy accounts is so good. Brian, we're going to lunch. We're getting paid
Hmm.
because, like, So I find the entire thing to be really, really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it really is interesting as far as like you said, they created their own secondary market there, and it's like, okay, so
Yeah.
yeah,
But just know that I'm gonna keep my eye on this story because I like have a lot of interest in it because we don't live in a communist country and I find it to be like really interesting to see how the other side of the globe is working with this. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Plus the simple fact of um what may be happening in one area of the globe, someone all the way over in another area. So whatever's happening in China, some uptight yuppity yup who's in politics here in the US could sit there and be like, haha, that's a good idea. Let's get that
Right.
passed over here. And
Right.
it's
Until
like,
they see this, like,
uh,
oh shit, they accidentally made their own black market, and whoops, maybe this wasn't the brightest fucking idea.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. So I
So,
don't know. I find that to be super cool, super
hmm,
interesting.
yep. Uh, any more on that, or
Nope.
that for it? Okay, cool, cool.
Nope.
Um, all right. So let's kind of stick with the uh. I don't even know where I was trying to go with that.
APAC region.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not stay in China, but let's jump over to Japan for a little bit here.
The APAC,
Yeah. Um.
Asian Pacific.
Yep. Yep. The Bimani part of Konami. They're known for Dance Dance Revolution, Step Mania, those kinds of games. Apparently, they are losing one of their biggest composers. Yashiro Taguchi, and I probably butchered his entire name other than the tag that he goes by, which is Tag, Tag. He announced today that he will be leaving the Tokyo based game company, saying, I have now decided to go freelance as a composer after being employed at my company for 15 years. Um, he started at Bimani doing I believe they said it was the uh, I can't think of the step patterns as far as the arrows that pop
DDR.
up. Huh?
DDR. He was the one that thought of that.
He started out mapping out those for
Oh, the
new
patterns. Yeah,
songs.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So it's really interesting to see that okay, he's a really big not only composer apparently for the Bimani series of games, but he does more than just make the music. He
Right. That's like
actually
design
did a
work.
lot of the design work as far as
Yeah.
step patterns and like that. So it's like that's really cool.
Yeah. And especially because you ever play like a bad like a shitty Guitar Hero song where you're
Yeah.
like, this isn't even close. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm doing things, but this isn't close. Like, you can notice it, and
Hmm.
I feel the same way about that step pattern idea. Is
Yeah.
that you want to stay on beat, you want to have it to hit all the like the right ha 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 notes.
Hmm.
You're welcome for that joke. Um, um,
I feel
yeah,
like I
that
should have a sad trombone for that.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Um,
he's gonna be an independent composer. I wonder what that even means. Like maybe he's moving on like film or anime or
Film commercials, whatever. I
yeah,
mean, yeah.
yeah,
And the fact of on his resume, he can basically sit there and say, "Hey, I've done all of this work,"
yeah,
and I mean that's compelling.
yeah.
So, it kind of sucks for Bimani, but I mean, hey, gotta go where the
Maybe
money
he had
is.
like a second in charge or somebody he had been working with closely.
Yeah, yeah, that's entirely possible.
Mhm.
Regardless, I kind of wish him the best of luck.
Mhm.
So,
And I'm sure he'll do well
oh yeah,
with
I've
with
confident.
that kind of a catalog.
Yeah, yeah. And I also hope that Bimani does well also as far as finding a replacement for him.
Mhm.
Because I mean, hell, I've played some DDR.
Oh, I
I'm
love DDR.
I'm kind of horrible at it, but it's fun. It's a great way to trick you into exercising. So
Yep, yep. And
yeah,
the it is fun. it it sucks because I like them all, but like every time I go to an arcade, ha ha ha, last time that happened.
yeah,
But uh every time you go in there, you're basically going in blind. I feel like those games are best when you play them multiple times, so you
hmm,
can like really be like, oh, this is the song I fucking jam and I love, just like Guitar Hero kind of thing.
oh yeah, yeah,
Um, it is super fun though.
yep,
Um, I guess we'll just stay in APAC. Uh,
sure.
so Tokyo Game Show. Um, it starts September 30th. Um, it is going to be Xbox and Capcom on the 30th, 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. B British Standard Time. So that's 5 hours ahead of us. So
Okay,
basically, none of us are probably going to watch the Xbox like live, which kind of sucks.
yeah,
Um, but I'm excited about that day because I want to know what Capcom's got under the hood, what Xbox is. I don't
hmm,
even know what the hell Xbox is. Please, please, please start buying our consoles
yeah, yeah.
or PCs. Ha ha ha. And then October 1st is Square Enix OBS, starting at 11 a.m. And Bandai Namco is also that same day. I think they were 2 hours afterwards. And then the only other ones that the third day, so I guess it's the September 2nd, was garbage. Like 505 Games has a presentation. I was struggling to remember a game that 505 Games had put out in the last like 5 years.
Bloodstain.
Okay. Okay, there you go. So if you're super interested, Sunday is gonna be a real banger.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. And the only reason why I've remembered that is because Steam recently did a 505 like full
oh,
catalog
compendium
sale.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that was over the weekend.
Um,
It's like I remember that.
Yep. Hey, whatever. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So September 30th, so the end of the month, we are gonna have a bunch of more info drops.
Okay. Cool. Cool. The one thing I will say is, which I actually didn't write this down, but seeing how you brought it up, the one name that is not going to be at Tokyo Game Show, Nintendo.
Yeah. Sony too.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sony is also not showing up. So I don't know what's going on with them, but I guess
They,
they just deem it to be
yeah.
not as big as other things.
Yeah.
So it's like fuck it, I guess.
It's interesting.
I wonder if they're just gonna have their own press conference that they just put online. Because Nintendo does that all the time anyways,
Yeah.
right? With
Oh yeah.
Nintendo Directs.
Yeah. They do that
Um,
what, monthly? Is it
like
week?
quarterly is
Quarter? Okay.
each game has its own like Nintendo Direct, but
Yeah.
then quarterly essentially they have their own.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know what that means. But Sony, I was surprised. Like, dude, you guys live around the corner.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like okay.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Interesting. To each their own, though.
Hmm. Hey, can we get a cheers for Alex affiliate?
Oh, hell yeah. Cheers, man. Boop.
Thank you. Two.
You know what? Let's stay in that area.
Okay. See how good our fucking transitions are getting? Damn.
Dude, I've got two more for that area too,
Hmm.
for the Asian Pacific area there. Um, let's go. Well, actually, no, two more after this one, I should say. Game Boy, like old school black and white dot matrix Game Boy. They're coming to the Nintendo Switch Online.
Yep.
A time frame has not been announced as to when exactly, but it is coming to the Nintendo Switch Online, which is kind of cool. I mean, already the Nintendo Switch Online has a huge catalog of
Let's not
well,
go that far.
well, okay, yeah, it's got
a catalog.
it's got a decent catalog. It's got the blockbusters in it. For no, there's more than just Nintendo. There's
Yeah,
other
Nintendo and
game.
Super Nintendo right now.
Well, what I was referring to was more than just
Oh
games
yeah, yeah.
made by Nintendo.
Yes.
There's other developers and publishers in there as well.
Right.
But it's interesting to see that they're going to be going back to bringing the Game Boy games in there as well, which is kind of cool. As far as what ones they'll be bringing, don't know. I would assume the Super Mario Land ones. I would probably also assume Pokemon Red and Blue.
No, I doubt that.
Really?
Because that's a moneymaker, dude. That's a moneymaker. There's no way they're gonna give that because the Nintendo online service is $60 for the entire year. They make money still off those. I doubt it. Like to give those away for free, I doubt it. It might be something like Samus Returns because they're basically doing an updated one. Um,
Yeah,
Maybe Link's Awakening that also has been redone.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know because it like I don't know how much perusing Joey gives me. I'm under his family plan, sweet boy that he is. Um, I've looked in there a bunch of times and it is slow and crap. The free stuff they give away for the most part is like, have you played Rygar? It's like, dude, yes, every fucking blockbuster video had Rygar, had
Yeah.
Blaster Master. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'll be cool if some of that shit shows up.
Yeah.
And whatever, dude. Like, there was a bunch of those games that I missed completely.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Right.
hell, they even have games in there that were Japanese release only.
Right.
So it's like, okay,
That
that's
firefighter
kind of.
one comes to mind.
I don't even remember.
Mhm.
I will say this: the only thing I want to correct you on is it's $20 for a year.
$20. That's
For
what it is.
for
Okay.
okay, yeah, $20
$60 for the family plan.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
it's 60. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, I mean, still $20 for a year if you're going solo on it. That's not
Mhm.
bad.
Mhm.
Pardon me. Beer burp.
What's your last one?
The two more I have are a Sony one and a Sonic one.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Damn it, baby.
Okay. For the Sony one, bad news, unfortunately. Sony is stopping their free console upgrades of games. Good news is if you are looking at getting the Horizon Forbidden West on PS4, you can still upgrade that to PS5. Bad news is that's where the line stops. So any games that you have on PS4 that are also available on PS5, it's kind of do it now or you're not going to be able to do it, period, kind of a thing.
That's kind of shite.
Yeah.
That's kind of shite.
Um,
So basically, they're trying to milk both sides of the fence, and they're giving even less incentive to upgrade to a fucking PS5.
assuming one can get their hands on a PS5.
Well, yeah,
But
okay,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
let's just say magically you could. Like,
Yeah,
that's kinda
yeah.
shitty.
I mean, it's kind of like, okay, well, yeah. Taking that away, there's a lot of people out there that are like, that totally sucks.
Right. And
So
most people can't get their hands on a PS5.
that's true too.
Like, that's a real dick move by Sony's part.
Hmm.
That's a real dick move.
Yep.
Wow.
So,
Hmm.
and the last thing in the Asian Pacific,
APAC.
yeah, that in that area, uh, Sega or Sonic Colors was just re-released. Um,
Hmm.
Downfall: there are glitches in the game that may cause seizures. So if you're one of those people that are photosensitive to flashing lights, you might want to avoid it for a moment, because until they get a patch in there, when like watching a speedrunner or if you accidentally stumble upon one of these glitches, you may cause yourself to have a seizure.
Yeah, that's definitely not a small
Yeah,
oversight.
yeah. So it's like, ooh, not
That's bad.
good.
That's
But
bad, bud.
the good thing is though, Sega is now aware of it. The downfall is they had mass reportings of these before the game was launched, which means someone got leaked copies and was emulating it.
Ah,
So they had to weed
interesting.
out, okay, is this a legit copy or is this an emulated copy?
Uh-huh.
And then it's like, okay, it's a legit copy. Okay, now we can look into what's causing this and figure out how to get a patch for it. But with it
Interesting.
being a emulated copy, they're like,
They weren't
anything,
sure.
it could be the piracy, the pirated hardware, the unofficial
Right.
hardware doing it. We don't know in at which point that's not on us, that's on this unofficial hardware.
Sure.
But with it being official hardware now, it's like, okay,
This is an
it's
actual
this is
bug.
our problem.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Especially because it's a port.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what the
It's
fuck,
it's
man? What are you doing?
a port remaster, whatever you want to label it as. Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
kind of sucks.
that's the poo poo.
Yes, it is the poo poo.
It eats the poo poo. Speaking of eating the poo poo, perfectly into. Yep, love it.
Oh God, we're just nailing our segues today.
Actually, we really are, to be completely honest.
I
It's
know,
pretty
which is
impressive.
cool.
Um, so Tripwire CEO,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the Tripwire is most notably known for Killing Floor and Maneater. Fuck that game too. A terribly boring, boring game. Maneater was the one you were the shark.
Yeah.
Um, uh, the CEO of Tripwire went on Twitter and basically fucking made an entire asshole of himself because he said that he agreed with all this Texas abortion horseshit. Uh, and he was like, yeah, I want to go online as saying that I am a pro life game designer, and got himself fired. And
Mm-hmm.
fucking cherry on top of that, another company that he was working with pulled out completely from working on a project with them because they were like, yeah, that's a fucking terrible look, you fucking monster. So I just want to go on record as saying fuck that guy, and I'm glad he lost his job.
Yep.
Because, dude, first of all, you're a guy, shut the fuck up. Second of all, you're ostensibly still head of a company, and you should know if you are if you're in charge of anything and you have a fucked up opinion of something, shut up. Do not use Twitter. Morons. How many times do people have, like, how do you have
Mm-hmm.
to say this to the world? How do
Oh
you
God,
have
yeah.
to say this? Like, just keep your shitty little bigoted fucking opinions to yourself and you'd be fine. Like,
Yep.
like, so I feel zero bad for that guy, like Zippo. Um, but I feel bad because, Tripwire isn't just that one guy. It's
Yeah.
not just the CEO.
Mm-hmm.
So they got thrown under the bus, obviously, like in the media. And then they had like an entire company that they were working on, whatever mystery project they were working on, pull out of that project. So
Yep.
everyone loses in that scenario because that one
Mm-hmm.
fucking moron couldn't shut his fucking yap.
Yep.
Like, it,
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I even know, so I worked with him. He worked at Funcom with me when I was there.
Oh no shit.
Both times he's now down in Georgia, working at Tripwire,
Mhm.
and is actually like a QA lead there now. So I mean, he's been working up the ranks in the QA industry in video games. So it's like kudos to him. It sucks that well, Tripwire apparently tripped over their own wires.
I mean, that's just so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's just so fucking ridiculous. Like, shut your fucking mouth, dude. If you have to talk into the void, you know, make another Twitter account where
Yeah.
you can go and say whatever the fuck you want.
Oh god,
Like,
yeah.
if you have to do that, but like, I can't even imagine why anyone would have to do that. Like, keep your stupid up. If you ever think to yourself, man, this opinion people like might argue with, then just don't say it. Keep it to yourself and shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Like, for the love
Exactly.
of fucking shit.
And
God damn, dude.
especially considering the well, okay. Uh, Regardless of where you are in a company, even if you're the janitor that scrubs the toilets,
Yes.
it's still a thing of okay, like either make a ghost account where you can post all the shit and whatever. But if you're the fucking CEO of the company, oh my god, you just fucking totally you fucked over the entire company.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Like it's
yeah,
unbelievable to me that in this day and age where we have seen this time and time and time again come up over the last, basically since Twitter really kind of started popping off. So what, 2012?
yeah, oh
Shut the
god, yeah,
fuck up, everyone.
yeah.
Dude, you don't just have to fucking say every thought that comes in your head on Twitter.
Hmm.
Like, oh my god, dude. So whatever. Fuck that guy. I'm glad he got screwed because it has nothing to do with you. What do you?
Yeah,
You don't even live in Texas. Like,
yep.
you don't even have that much to do with it, which is nothing. Like,
Hell, he isn't even a female.
right, right. Like, so why are you? We have no horse in this fucking race.
Yeah,
All right, like,
yeah.
back it down a fucking notch, you scumbag.
I mean, I
Ugh.
look at it from the standpoint of okay, what if the shoe was on the other foot? Would I be okay with women telling me effectively who I can and can't have sex with, kind of a thing?
Sure.
And it's like, no, I wouldn't be happy with literally anybody else dictating who I can and can't sleep with or anything like that.
Right.
So it's like, uh, mind your own damn business.
Shut the fuck up. Like,
Exactly.
hey, good note. I don't know if you saw this. This is completely has nothing to do with video games, but I'll make it super quick. Mexico just turned over their anti-abortion thing. Because Mexico was like a couple of months ago, their Supreme Court voted that it was illegal in the entire country,
Nice.
so that got overturned.
Nice.
So congratulations if you are Mexican or if you live in Mexico, good for you. Because seriously, let women make their own goddamn choice. And
Hmm.
if you disagree with it, go make the ghost account in shit Sylvania or whatever the fuck. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Jesus.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I don't know why humans feel so entitled to just say whatever comes to their. And I'm an asshole. Like, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if an asshole is telling you, shut the fuck up, you're kind of being an asshole, then shut the fuck up.
Hmm.
Like,
Oh god, yeah.
ugh. So,
I mean,
anyways,
hell, by your own words, you're an asshole. I'm a sarcastic motherfucker. So if we're telling you to shut the fuck up,
shut the fuck up.
guess what you
Like,
should fucking do?
yeah, exactly. Keep your
Oh,
shitty own opinions to your shitty, stupid self. Put
stop.
that onto your kids like the rest of normal people. I just said that for a laugh. I said that for a laugh.
uh,
All right. So I got oh shit. I missed a nice segue. Um you go ahead. You go ahead.
okay.
I missed a segue. It was on me.
Because I've got some things that will then lift us up some. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with
I'm
another
good for that.
shitstorm,
Yeah,
and
I'm good for that.
I know you have a shit ton to talk about on this as
Yeah,
well.
I'm trying to move quicker than we did last week.
Okay. Well, we still got an hour.
Oh yeah, we're
It's
doing
only
good.
10 o'clock.
Nice. We're doing good.
Yeah.
Where's my camera?
I don't know.
There we go.
Paradox, the game development company.
Mhm.
apparently there was I believe it was 164 of the employees there. 133 out of the 400 were interviewed or spoken to, however you want to put it. And from that, uh, during this interview process with a Swedish, conducted by Swedish unions, so
Mhm.
uh, it was determined that 44% of the employees there have been mistreated. Uh,
I think that was covering a whole bunch of things too,
yeah,
like
yeah.
sexual
I mean,
harassment, racism,
just abusive
sexism.
treatment in general.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They go on the bonfire. Paradox goes under the bonfire.
yeah,
Fuck them.
yeah. I mean, I will say this. Fortunately, they are a smaller company. So
Isn't that worse? Is that better or worse?
I don't know.
Right? Like, I mean,
Um,
how do we have that argument? Like,
yeah, that is true.
because if there's
Um,
less people, you'd think you'd be nicer to everybody because you're in a smaller office. Like,
yeah, exactly.
one would
Um,
think.
I guess the better part is that of the games they've released, they aren't as like globally reaching and influencing as
Right.
World of Warcraft.
Right. It's not Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I mean,
But they still go on the bonfire.
okay, just right off the top of your head, what Paradox game can you think of?
The stupid one with the glaive. No, that's Deep Silver. Never mind. That was Deep Silver. Never mind. Um, I don't know. What about you?
Um, Magica, Magica one and two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So some of the games that they have are more niche, but it's a thing of what they did was still shit. I mean, I'm not going to deny that at all. The whole abusive work environment, it's still shit.
Yeah.
Um, the the interesting thing is Paradox has now gotten back to
They also made King's Crusaders 3 though.
oh,
They made
okay,
Crusaders King 3.
okay. Um,
City Skylines, Surviving Mars.
oh wait, they made City Skylines?
Dude, yeah, I just
Oh
literally just
fuck.
fucking yeah, and
Uh,
Surviving Mars.
okay, they're shit. They're shit.
Oh, fuck. Prison Architect?
God damn it.
Yeah, god damn it, it's
God
right.
damn you, good
Fuck.
companies. Why do you keep fucking up?
Because
Don't
you're fucking
don't
bunch of
take after.
monsters, apparently.
Yeah, don't take after Blizzard's example. Jeez.
Like
Fucking
pen and
be
paper.
independent. Um
Oh,
but yeah, apparently Paradox has gotten back to in this case Kotaku, which is where I got the article from, and said that obviously the results of the survey are deeply concerning. Management wants teams to understand that they need to take action immediately based on results and like this, but they're also at this point going to go out and get a independent survey done. And it's
it's a good
like
idea, but that's not any better than fucking Blizzard Activision, right?
yeah, I mean at this point
Like
it's like
hire
okay,
your own doctor to tell you what you want to hear.
yeah, and at this point, it's like, okay, going to get the independent survey done, it's like, well, the news is out there. Finding an independent survey that's non biased is going to be hard to do. So.
May I bum you out a little bit further?
Oh, good lord.
PoE, Pillars of Exiles, the first one.
Oh, I've never played that.
Okay. Poe is a pretty huge game.
Okay. The
Wow.
PoE I've played was Path of Exile, which was
Yeah, this is
grinding
Pillars
Gears
of
games.
Eternity. This is
Okay.
Pillars of Eternity.
Okay.
Um, cities. Oh my god, dude. God bless America. Everybody's the worst. Can we just
Considering
say that? Can we just start coming and be like, all right, so what video game companies are actually cool? Like what the hell is going on, dude?
th- when you said that, I was about to say Epic, but I'm like, no, they've got their own shit.
Yeah.
um,
Like Valve? Resident Evil Valve? Like
eh,
this sucks. Dude. It just
uh,
sucks. And like I'm hard standing on a line at this point too, where I'm like, nope. If you're treating your fucking workers, employees like shit, fuck you. Like I'm out.
yeah. Yeah.
Ah, God, man.
Yeah.
I hate that we do this show now. There's a part of it. I'm deep delving too much into the news, and I'm killing my own fucking love of stuff. Crap.
Mm, that
But you
that
know
does
what?
suck.
Hey, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I would rather if Nazi Germany in fucking 1942 came out with video games, I probably wouldn't give them money either. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Oh god,
whatever.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, I guess we'll just have to be more careful about where we spend our dollars. You know?
Yeah, yeah. In other words, everybody out there, do your own due diligence.
Or
Find
come
out.
here every week.
Yeah, that too. Well, especially that. Do the latter. But also do your own due diligence. Look into things before you just sit there and mindlessly fork your money over.
Or
I mean,
scroll past.
yeah,
Like, don't
yeah,
just like if you see an article, read it.
yeah,
Or just come here because we'll do it for you. Because seriously, I don't mind bumming myself out, and I will stand here the entire time and be like, "Fuck these people."
yeah,
God, that really
exactly.
bums me out.
Yeah.
Surviving Mars, come on, City Skylines.
I haven't played Surviving Mars. I've played City Skylines. I also have I think it was on Epic Games. I got it through there for Surviving
$0.
Mars. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's actually really fun.
Okay.
Unfortunately, now I will feel guilty. I did get it for free as well, but still,
Feel less
just gonna get
guilty.
it. Yeah, exactly. Slightly less guilty.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the city skylines. I mean, that was just better. That was
Oh
Sim
god.
City that we all wanted, you
Yeah.
know. And I
Yeah.
was trying to avoid giving EA money. Like, what the hell is going on here? I'm trying to avoid it. How is EA looking better than like all these other major companies? Like, if you look at the, what's going on, baby? Um,
Who
uh,
knows?
like that's fucked up. Like, you hate to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh, worst company in America 2-0. Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Show.
Uh. All right. Do we want to move on from?
Yeah, for the love of God. Please stop making me
Okay.
cut games out of my fucking PC. I'm gonna have to uninstall so much shit. This is bullshit.
Balls in your court.
Oh wait, okay. Well, here's the funny thing. No, you know what? Fuck these people. Let's go again. One more.
God.
Um, early builds of Overwatch 2 are going to be used in the Overwatch League next year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting. I'm assuming that means that they're trying to because when the Owl League, when Overwatch came out, they came in swinging at esports. They were like, we're making stadiums, we're having home versus away teams. Um, and that first like year and a half, 2 years, that was a huge esport.
Mm-hmm.
They were dumping tons of money all over the place. Um, so it's kind of interesting to me that they're gonna give early builds of a second game that we, the public, has not even seen, and they're gonna run an esport on it. That seems not smart to me.
Especially considering the simple fact of it's made by a company that has been I'm not even going to say run under the truck. They've been thrown under the steamroller numerous times within the past few months. And on top of that, a main character in the in Overwatch, Kree, there's huge controversy around him just because of who that character was named after.
We talked about that last week.
Yep, we did. So it's like, yikes.
And well, see, and that's kind of the weird thing to me. Like, this kind of smacks like them trying to like talk up the Overwatch League and avoid your gaze over here. Actually, here's another little side nugget. I saw that you know, as they're actively trying to scrub everything, they went through their WoW achievement lists and removed a reference to hoes, as in prostitutes,
Yep.
and big ball sacks. What is going on? How
Yep.
did nobody think that these things weren't like who was like, yeah, no, this is no, let's totally put hoes and ball sacks in our achievement list. That dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's high fiving that?
That was also the next one I was going to bring up too.
Was it really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. The fact that Blizzard expunged, well, not expunged, they renamed them,
right?
Because it's now instead of referring to my sack is gigantic, it's like my bag or something or something like that is gigantic, and then instead of it being bros before ho ho hos, it's um holiday brothership.
Wow,
So,
they went. That is literally like the exact opposite, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, it's like I wouldn't go anywhere near specifying like. Well, I mean, brothership could. I
Prostitution and brothership probably shouldn't go hand in hand. Is all I'm saying.
well, I would have gone with more with like holiday friendships
Mhm.
and not brothership, because brothership you could kind of construe that as
Men.
male.
Yeah.
So it's like,
which is very par for the course.
or what my husband just said, kinship, holiday
Right.
kinship.
Right.
But
yeah, this all feels like at this point Blizzard Activision is just grasping at straws. Like,
damage
please,
control.
yes, let's put something out into the world that people will just like the idea of, and try to maybe not think about us getting investigated by the state of California. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because we need to keep
man,
putting that off some more. Hopefully,
yes.
California will forget about that too.
Yeah. And the shredding of documents and deleting of emails.
Yeah,
Moving on. Yeah. I think that is the end of my. Oh no. No, God damn it! Every fucking week there is like just always crappy stuff.
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you got something?
Oh yeah, I've still got.
You got a balance? Something fun? Something we rebound a little bit?
I have kind of not really a bad one. It's more of a point wagging the finger at Twitch, and then some decent ones.
Okay, well, let's do a decent one real quick.
Okay.
And, yeah, let me go pee real quick.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And in that case, I'm going to take a moment to quick stretch. So you guys out there as well watching the show, get up and stretch. Grab a drink, bio, whatever you need to. Go do it. We'll be right back. Alrighty, guys. I am back. Let's just hold off until Alex gets here. Then that wasn't the story that should have been. Is that not? Dang it.
Reading chat.
Huh?
Were you reading chat?
No, I was trying to find an article that I wanted to pull up, and it came up as something else instead. But I found it.
I look like Millhouse when I take my glasses off.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah. My mom says I'm cool.
You keep telling yourself that.
My mom told me I don't have to.
uh.
Oh yeah, that is good.
Alrighty. So, let's go with a decent one here. And you ready?
Yeah, I'm totally
Okay.
more than ready.
Ubisoft. A couple of months ago, they had kind of, to a small extent, the same problem that Blizzard had.
Oh no, this was also.
Well, yeah. Basically, they recently, I believe it was Tuesday last week, or when was it? Oh no, today.
It was today.
They announced that they have a new chief creative officer,
Igor
Igor
Mancino?
Mencio.
Mancino?
It's French.
It's French.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. I didn't take French. Sorry. Uh, he is a 20-year veteran with the company, and was recently lead development of Riders Republic.
Mhm.
Never heard of the game, but I really haven't been looking much at Ubisoft games recently, so can't really
Because
blame
they're all
him.
the same. Let
Yeah,
him get dunked on.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
You got a queenode.
um, but for those of you who aren't aware, he is taking the place of Serge
And
Hascote.
Scott.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of Serge, unfortunately, was resigned amid allegations of sexual misconduct, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's not a good thing to be accused of. Um, Meanwhile, I find it funny that within the company at first they were like, "Yeah, we need to like diversify our executives a little bit more
Yep.
because we're predominantly a French Canadian as far as our executives go," and
White guys.
yeah, well, yeah, French Canadian white guys, and they hire a French white guy.
Yeah.
Way to
By the
diversify.
way, that CCO position was open for a year and a half.
Oh,
So
okay.
they had a year and a half. Now, I will always rally behind internal hiring up.
Mhm.
I think that that's a good policy. You should hire within your company because
Yeah,
that's usually the people who know their shit and they know the company and the structure.
and
Um,
have a passion for
right, and a
making
proven
things
track
succeed in
record.
the company. Yeah.
Right, and a proven track record.
Mhm.
So it is nice that they're hiring internally. But dude, so you had a year and a half and you couldn't find a competent woman, black guy. I don't care, Native American guy. I don't give a shit. Pick
Yep.
somebody who isn't just another fucking white guy again.
Mhm.
And if that was, the white guy saying, like, seriously, like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
um, and I don't know if you saw his picture, like the when he was like, it was like a promo.
Open up the door and peeking out.
It's like the creepiest goddamn photo they could have possibly taken.
I feel like he should be saying, "Here's Johnny."
Right, exactly.
It's
Give me your ladies. Like, it's like, God damn it. And I know the French clearly are a more handsy kind of people,
yeah.
but I don't know. It is a little disappointing because I did want to see something.
Mhm.
And okay, let's also just talk quickly about the state of Ubisoft as a whole. They have been putting out meaningless sandbox dreck
Mhm.
for years
Year
at
after
this
year
point.
after year. Yeah.
Right. So you have a year and a half to get a new, and Breakpoint 2 was so fucking bad that they pushed back all of their games to make sure that they started doing some shit with, I don't know, quality difference in between the titles.
Mhm.
And like that's what your like focus is on, and everything still looks the exact same. Like you literally changes nothing. Good job.
Yep.
Nice job. So I'm
Yep.
hoping this guy is apparently the most creative person of all time, or at the very least isn't a sexual predator. Like, because apparently that's all we're trying to look for at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and it really is sad that as far as making decisions on who we need to hire as executives, the bar is as low as they're not a sexual predator.
Right, exactly.
I
Like
mean,
that's all we're looking for at this point. Oof.
that should not even be in the consideration as far as, hey, we need to make sure that our new guy is not a sexual predator. That should just be like, okay, unspoken rule number one:
Right.
they're not a sexual
Right.
predator.
Right, exactly. Do we need to write that down? Like if I was taking the minutes and it's like
God.
you were like, okay, well make sure he's not a sexual predator, I'd be like, okay, Rich, and then I'd look over at the guy taking the minutes and I'm like, totally
Yeah.
yeah, let's bring that up. Like
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous, like at this point. Like, and I feel like um part of me being the I have a bunch of fucking experience. Like at this point, just me being like I have experience and I'm not a sexual predator, how does that put me in the running to be a CCO? That's not right. Like, good lord.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Nice
got
job not
got
touching anybody's genitals on the way to the parking lot. You're
yeah.
our new CCO. Fuck. That is a low ass bar, bro.
Yep, exactly. Gotta love this industry, don't we?
Yeah. Um. So I had that one too.
Okay,
Um. So this was okay. You want to have a funny conversation? It
sure.
might not mean that much to you, but so Butra Roadhouse is a dude who is a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 player. He did pretty good. There was a match, I want to say 2019. It was the pre-COVID era. Oh man, I missed that era. And he had won a major for a game that's been dead for 20 years. So let's start there. Um, he kind of started getting kind of like a big head. So he goes online, he goes on Twitter. Oh my God, how many of these things are all going to be fucking parallels? And he starts kind of talking some shit. And basically, at the end of the day, ended up challenging Justin Wong to a $10,000 money match. Yeah. So again, if I don't know if you guys know, Justin Wong is basically a New York East Coast institution of a player. He ostensibly, you could argue that he is a grandfather and definitely highest winning, highest grossing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 player. And he's like, fuck that. I'm willing to put up $5,000 of my own money that I'm going to beat you. So they set it up. Dude, that was awful. I went back and I watched the highlights. They played 20 matches. He won the first one, and when Roadhouse popped, when he won the first one, he popped off like he won the whole thing. He jumped around. He was like, "Yeah, in your face! I'm gonna be all this $10,000. Yeah, yeah, yeah." Which, by the way, has been circulating very badly now because it's a bad look. Because the next 9 straight matches, Justin just whipped his ass. Now, was it boring? Yes, it was a kind of a boring match because both of them were kind of playing safely, and it
Mhm.
was really not that fun. But they played 20 matches total, and at the end of the day, fucking Roadhouse ended up with 5 wins. Justin took 15, and
Oh
in public
God,
with almost 10,000 people watching, lost $5,000 of his own money.
jeez.
So, lesson to the kids out there: don't open your mouth unless you're very sure you can beat the person, let alone put down $5,000 of your own fucking money.
Yeah, yeah. That is
Uh,
definitely for certain. Although I will be honest, I actually would be interested in seeing the highlights of that as well. If by chance you have a link to that
yeah, I can
video or
send you one.
anything. Okay, cool.
Yep,
Because I sent you
absolutely.
the link to that one article we were talking about earlier
Okay.
tonight. I sent you a link to it. The Mister
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
the not emulator.
hmm The magical mystery box that can do every single thing you've ever wanted,
Yeah,
except for you have to give us $300.
yeah, and your firstborn.
Yeah, yeah. So
I,
just be careful out there, kids. Watch what you say. Just
yeah,
FYI.
yeah.
That shit will be put live on TV and then it will never go away. Because trying to get shit off the internet is like trying to take pee out of a pool. It is impossible.
Yep.
Okay, you can go.
Alrighty. Do we want to go serious or funny?
I don't know. Up to you. You choose. Dealer choice.
Okay, let's end on a high note. So let's go with the more serious thing at the moment then.
Okay.
Last Wednesday was a organized boycott, walkout, whatever you want to call it, of Twitch. The numbers actually were like this wasn't just a couple of streamers that were no name, no one's heard of kind of a thing. This was roughly 10,000, I think it was 10,000 streamers that walked out, which equated to actually no, it was more than that now that I think about it some more. Um oops, wrong article.
That was last Wednesday, right?
Yes, last Wednesday. It was 11,000. Nope, that's the wrong number there again. I'm doing great at finding the
You
wrong
were killing it
numbers.
today.
Yeah, yeah. I was doing good up until right now. Um, oh, I'm sorry. It was 63,000 streamers
I was one of them.
walked out
I didn't stream.
for last week Wednesday, which effectively equaled 11 million hours viewed.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Holy shit.
When looking at the metrics, this actually did have a actual impact on
Good.
Twitch.
Good.
I want to say it was roughly a 20%, 22% drop on their peak traffic
Good.
throughout the day.
And that's not counting their ad revenue.
True.
That
True.
like that also must have been like
Yep. Yeah. So again, this goes to back to the whole thing of vote with your wallets.
right. Or your actions.
Yeah.
I didn't stream last Wednesday.
Yeah. So I mean, it definitely sends a signal. It hits Twitch/Amazon in the wallet.
Yep.
Yep. And kind of a part 2-ish or half addition to the story here. Last week, not only did Dr. Lupo leave Twitch,
yep.
Tim the Tatman,
Yeah.
number 19 on Twitch's overall like top streamers, he said, "Bye-bye Twitch, I'm going to YouTube."
Yeah.
And let's be clear on something here. As far as Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tatman leaving, this wasn't YouTube buying out their contracts. This was both of them, their contracts were up, and they both just said, "Hey, YouTube, how much you gonna pay me?" They both basically cited that, okay, we're streaming on YouTube Gaming. You have better hours as far as being able to take time away from the channel and spend time with family or do other things. So yeah, I mean, it really comes down to Twitch really has to realize they need to do a lot of work to stay competitive.
Yeah. I think Ludwig was the one who was talking about, and he was like, dude, with all these dudes like jumping ship, eventually there's gonna be a tipping point, right?
Oh yeah.
Like
Mhm.
you can't just keep losing all these top streamers, and those are the guys who make you all the money. It's not dudes like you and I.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we don't make them buku dollars. Um, and there's going to be a tipping point where like I don't care what it is. It's got to be, you got to start at the any level. You're gonna have to start doing something. You're not gonna be able to just keep putting this on the people who are streaming anymore. You are gonna have to take some ownership of these problems.
Mhm.
Period. In a fucking statement.
Yep.
Because at this point, Twitch just keeps going, well, we gave you some tools.
Mhm.
Well, see you guys later. Thanks for the fucking shit tons of money. Dude, I've been an affiliate for like whatever, like 4 or 5 days. They've taken half my money. And so I can't
Oh
imagine how
yeah.
much money they're taking from big streamers.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's crazy town. Like that is crazy town that like they just think that like they've got the Jeff Bezos attitude. Where are
Mhm.
you gonna go? It's
Yep.
like, well, eventually I'm just gonna go someplace else. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And it really is a thing of, it's like, okay, Twitch, you're gonna be sitting here asking everybody where you're gonna go. Well, there's YouTube gaming, there's Facebook gaming. Someone can come
there
up
could
with a
be
whole new platform.
right,
I mean,
right.
simple answer.
Yep.
So either Twitch, get your head out of your asses and actually do the hard work to improve your platform, or you're going to be just bleeding
Mixer.
money.
You're gonna
Yeah,
be Mixer.
yeah, yeah.
You
It's
know?
going to be like Mixer.
Yeah.
So,
So wanna do a funny one?
sure, sure.
Um so this is funny because it's poor messaging. Which is a
Oh,
good
that's the
segue.
best kind ever.
Yep. um so we've been talking here for weeks now about the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
which is the mobile Valve platform, which is going to be basically a Switch with a big, disgusting, gross body that looks like a fucking Game Gear.
Mm-hmm.
That still does not impress me in the least. But um, the other day, the head of marketing was in an interview with IGN, and he had said it doesn't matter what your your gaming needs are. The deck will be able to handle it, and people have been losing their mind. So that was kind of that particular. So here's the actual thing: the the Steam Deck itself has its own OS system
Mm-hmm.
called Photon.
Yep.
uh, Photon is the guys who are making the OS that can run this entire handheld gig. So so one of the guys who was a higher up from Photon came out and was like, actually, I think he was trying to say hardware wise, maybe it could be done, but in all reality, it's not going to run everything. At this point, the Photon is kind of like an emulator for an OS system,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only running 16,000 games. Now, 16,000 games is a shit ton of games,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's a shit ton of games. But he was like, yeah, we can't do everything. Like, so if you pick up a little known indie title, I don't know, Kingpin Royale, um, like, look, I can plug myself now because I'm
Hey.
official. Boom. um, I guarantee that Kingpin Royale does not run on a fucking Steam Deck. Um, so like this is definitely a Steam Kids PC master race, hearing what they want to hear
Mm-hmm.
from somebody saying, you know, oh, this can do anything. And the person who kind of just didn't quite get what he was supposed to be saying in the first place. What I'm assuming he was talking about, and this is funny too, in the article, the dude from Photon was like, I'm just gonna go with what I assume he was trying to say, in the fact that like the hardware could cover most of the bases. So like even that guy was like trying to like wax it over, like that's not gonna be the case. Like
Nice.
maybe let's not talk about that. So yeah, that was really really funny. I thought that was quite amusing. But so 16,000 games is still a shit ton. I'm sure they start at the top of the list, not the middle or the bottom. You know, like they're
Yeah.
just picking big name titles. But yeah, so if you're planning on buying one right off the bat and just you plug it in one time and you just put your Steam info on it, do not assume that that is going to be the case, because it will not do a one to one for every single thing that is on Steam. I guarantee that probably Ultra Street Fighter 4 is not going to run on that thing, like, you know, because who cares about a last gen game that's probably not even close to the top of their list.
Yep.
So again, careful with your dollars, kids. Like, let's make sure,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we're keeping our expectations reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially considering how all the information that's been put out there in regards to what the Steam Deck is, what it can do, specs of it, things like that, for them to come out and say, "Oh, it can do everything you want it to." It's like that's
Yeah,
not what all these spec sheets that you released
right,
tell us that it can do.
right. Did I say photon or did I say proton?
I believe
It's
you
proton.
said photon. I don't.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's proton.
yeah,
It's
proton.
proton.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was really funny because it was two guys on two different sides of the fence. Like one guy, of course, way too high up on the list, being like, "That shit can do magic." You're like,
yeah.
"You want wishes? It grants wishes." And then the guy at Proton being like, no, that actually
No.
can't do that. So please don't." Because everyone's gonna be pissed off if they think that, because we're not gonna be able to grant wishes.
Yeah,
That is pretty amusing.
yeah. Okay. Um. All right, I got this one. It's actually really interesting, especially for the speedrunning community.
Ooh, I saw that.
Breath
I
of the
already logged in.
Wild.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. This is interesting. Um, they recently discovered. I mean, the game is what, 3 years old,
Sure.
something like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're still discovering new things. Uh, the fun thing of this glitch that someone found is in the game, Link can fly, basically glide. He gets a hang glider, and it's great because it gets you long distances over time. The downfall is it takes stamina and a little thing called gravity. Thanks, Newton. Um, but it's good because okay, you can do some long distance traveling fairly easily. Well, apparently this new glitch that was found, you literally fly. You don't need the glider at all. It's just you do certain things by spamming equip and unequip uh, actions, and then all of a sudden, assuming you did it all correctly, you're able to fly with Link.
From a tall point. You have to be at a high point.
Yes. Um, and the funny thing is, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's super easy to do. Super easy to do."
For the speedrunning community.
Well, here, pull out a bomb, place the bomb on the ground, whip out your bow, press the B button and plus buttons at the same time, unequip your shield, reopen the equipment menu, re-equip your shield, then close the menu, jump and press the B buttons and plus buttons at the same time, unequip your shield, close the menu, knock your arrow, but immediately cancel the shot. If you've performed the first 10 steps correctly, Link will then have the bow in his hand and a bomb in the other hand. Try to climb something, then immediately let go and press the B button. That's it. You should blast off and move the thumbstick back and forth, causing you to speed up. If you relax the thumbstick into a neutral position, Link will stop sky sliding and will plummet.
I like that they have a term for it already.
Yeah.
Sky sliding. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty top.
Yeah.
Also, sky sliding. Title of my sex tape. Yeah, like it's funny to me. Like, I mean, open world games are notorious for having like fucked up shit where you can break the game, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that is, I mean, thank God it was Zelda. Otherwise, that glitch would have never been found, right?
Yeah,
If it
oh
had been on
god,
a
yeah.
smaller title,
Yeah.
like who would have found that shit?
Let alone if someone did, who would have cared?
Right, right. Like, nice
So.
job breaking Pepsi Man.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm gonna go try that. Like, all I need is the Mister console, and I can go check this thing out. I feel like that's like as a guy who works in QA, that would be like the craziest bug write up of all time, right?
Oh god, yeah.
38 steps, and like, dude, this has got to be. I'd be like, I have to debug. They're not gonna fix this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is still really cool though. I like the speedrunning community a lot because they're a bunch of fucking lunatics. Like you gotta be impressed with that, right?
Oh yeah. And that's the other thing is I really wonder, as far as a lot of these speedrunners and glitch hunters who find these kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
what do they do for a living? Like, are they actually in quality assurance and do this kind of stuff for a living, or is it like, oh yeah, I'm a dental hygienist for a living, and I just try and find glitches in games and break games on the side?
Well, I mean, I feel like that comes down to how cool, like, when you look at a good side of Reddit, that's a good side of Reddit, right? It's
Yes.
a hive mind
Yes.
working towards one very specific goal.
Mhm.
And humans are actually really good if we are trying to work together. Surprisingly, we do work together really well.
Oh yeah.
But everything else about humanity,
Yeah.
gotta fight
The
back
rest of
instinct.
the internet.
Right, right, exactly. Or the Reddit even.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I saw the video of him like zoom 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 sky sliding, and I was like, that is hilarious and amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
So wow, I'm actually getting close to being done. This one's
Wow.
done. Yeah, I've only got I've only got 3 more, and
Okay.
really only one more major talking point. Minecraft Live. Let's talk about this real quick.
Okay.
October 16th. This is the one I was mad at myself because we were doing like event stuff. They're doing the entire event online, which is okay. That's not as fun as going to a con, but
Yeah.
they're doing the entire event live. I'm hoping that there's going to be some more details. As a personal note, I'm hoping there's going to be some more details about the new biomes and all that shit. Um, but or at least that update, right? The caves
Yeah,
update. I hope there's
yeah.
going to be some more information. I assume that there is, but bigger than that, the takeaway that I got from this was October 16th. If you go and you watch, there's going to be a way to vote online for the next mob.
Interesting.
Yeah, like super cool. And again, they didn't say much about it, which means I don't know. I mean, my assumption is that they're going to give you like four options or whatever, and
Hmm.
then you can. But it's cool that the community gets to vote on the next mob.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I'm a big fan of that
yeah,
because for me, I only play on survival and hard, so I always want something new to be able to kill me in some unexpected way.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, and those shulkers didn't really look that crazy to me.
Yeah, and the phantoms were a
Yeah,
non-issue because I mean it's like,
right,
oh hey, the phantoms only come around once every like 4 days if you haven't slept the entire time. So it's like,
right.
oh okay, third day sleep. Oh
Right.
look, they
Or
don't come
what about
around.
the like the elder fucking fish things that are only in the deep sea biome? Like I want something that
Yeah,
like literally is just going to be everywhere. I want a new zombie or a new skeleton. I want something that is going to be in
yep.
the overworld that will affect my overall gameplay, not these specific fucking things. Um,
The one thing
but
that would be awesome,
mhm.
come to think of it, have a mob that can be out during day but not night.
Oh, sure.
So that way at that point then there is no completely safe
Safe.
time.
Sure.
So
Sure.
it's like, oh,
I would like a flying mob that would force you because bow and arrow is kind of like one of those things that I never really take into consideration because it's just I'm not most things you can just like wappa wappa. Um so I would like something that could fly and maybe throw projectiles or something. And if it was during the day, sure. If it was
hmm,
at night, fine. But I would like something that would fly because I feel like I would get caught unaware and without a bow and arrow way more often. Almost every other than maybe ghasts. Um and even then you can still hit the fucking fireballs back at them. It's tough,
yep,
but you can do it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There's an
I would
achievement
like
for it.
something like that.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, there is an achievement for it, and I have it.
yep. Oh, that's the one thing I don't like though is the achievements are per world basis.
Yeah. Um,
So that kind of
unless
sucks.
you play the Realms version, which is just like goes to your Xbox gamer score,
Yeah.
which is great for me
Well,
because that means
yeah,
every time I log in, I'm like, cool, more achievements. Like that's the one thing that's really nice about that because I always have something to work towards. You know?
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Do you have any more, or because I've got three more actual stories?
uh, Top Gun, uh, Microsoft Flight moved
Flight
back to
Simulator
2022.
DLC.
Done.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
All right. Bam.
Um.
Done. Moving on.
Okay. Quake, like almost the granddaddy of first-person shooters. That is now getting a remaster and is being re-released onto pretty much every platform there is out there at this moment, which is kind of cool. But at the same point in time, it's like it's
Wait,
Quake.
I've beaten
Like,
that game more times than I can count.
yeah, I
I
mean,
don't care.
it's like okay, you Quake,
You don't impress
whoopee,
me. Fucking make a brand new Quake like you did with
yeah,
2016 Doom.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Um, Another thing, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has a brand new DLC. Apparently has a really good story to it. About 10 hours of play, which is not bad. Good for a DLC.
sure.
Downfall, very very poor frame rate, even on PS5s.
So it's just optimized like shit.
Yeah, it's like, wait, how do you make something that big yet be that shit even on the most literal latest hardware? It's like,
I
why
mean,
people?
you could blame that on the pandemic, right? Because I'm sure they're still not working in the office.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I mean, how bad are we talking here? Are we talking about fluctuating, or are we talking about locked at 30?
um,
Because that's definitely the difference for me. If it's locked at 30, I don't care. Like, that's fine as long as it's locked. It's when it shifts and it's really noticeable, that's when I get like, God damn, bros. Like,
let's see here. Do they
fucking
mention?
gnat just flew into my hair.
I'm sorry.
Me too. That was gross.
Um,
And I think I smushed him on my head.
ooh.
Yeah.
Play the game PS5 using the 60 FPS mode. Would often dip below that point. Screen tearing, audio slowdowns were prevalent in certain areas of the map, like Paris. Um, so yeah, I mean,
That's just bad.
yeah,
That's just bad. That's not frame rate. That's just bad.
yeah.
Good lord.
So,
Yikes. Yeah, okay,
mhm,
well, there's another. Okay, well, there you go.
yep.
Yeah, I mean, that for me, Dollars to Donuts, that series lost me ages ago. Like, whenever you started putting numbers up, I was like, goodbye. And you remember when this game was about assassins,
Yep.
not chipping numbers down?
Hmm.
Like, um, but yeah,
The,
that's just bad.
the funny thing is, I've only played Assassin's Creed 1, and even then, it was a thing of I played it and then started, like, got a couple hours into it, and then I was like, you know what? Hold on. Pause. Pull up the achievement list. Get 50 of these flags. Kill
Yeah.
these 50 guards. Get, like, just complete these 50 things over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, eject. I was just like,
Yeah, see,
no, not even gonna bother.
I really, really liked the first all the way up until Brotherhood. Actually, um, even Revelations, I still really liked. Once they got rid of multiplayer and the game literally just became basically a skin, so you just skinned it from one to another, I was like, I'm out. Like I'm not paying this for this year over year. No,
Yeah,
like I don't give a shit. Um, but that's Ubisoft all over, right?
yeah.
Here's a sandbox. Which, by the way, I over the last couple of years, I remember a time when sandbox meant just go and have fun in it. And
Hmm.
over the years, all it's meant is this is going to have a game with base taking over and liberation of areas and going to a fucking location with an icon and collecting a thing. Like, no, like, no, no more of that for me. Like,
Yep.
it has to be really, really fun for
Hmm.
me,
Oh yeah.
and sandbox games just are dull, repetitive, fucking gray taff, dude. Here's your new sandbox. It's like, oh god. That's why I was so mad last week. We talked about it about the Saints Row thing. It
Hmm.
looks like they just did the same thing. They just made it in this fucking generic ass, like looking. God damn, bro.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, what else you got?
Last actual story I have, and then I have a minor plug for myself.
Okay.
Naraka Blade Point. It was that for like third person over the shoulder melee
Oh yeah,
battle
yeah, yeah.
royale. Yeah,
Yep.
we talked about this a while ago.
Hmm.
Granted, this is a leftover story from like 3 weeks ago, actually. Oh well, we've had a ton of shit to talk about in the meantime, every single week it seems.
Yeah,
But
we have.
uh, players are pissed, like pissed, when they first get into the game for the first couple of times, because it turns out the players found out and realized, oh hey, that was a very fast match to get however many people into here. Uh-uh.
Thoughts?
It's like you and the rest of the battle royale are all bots, and that's it. And it's like, if I wanted to play a bot match, I'd like fire up Unreal Tournament and just fill every slot with bots and then jump in myself and be like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I made champion. I beat bots.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impressive. It's actually demeaning because it's like, oh, we don't think you're gonna get the core mechanics of the game playing versus other players right away, so we're gonna throw you in versus bots first, and then let you
Build the lobbies.
gradually get into actual player games.
Interesting. You'd think that like the smarter thing would be make a smaller map for MMR low MMR players,
Yeah.
right? Like have a okay, if the regular one is this big, have one that's half the size, and just put all the new MMR people in there. Do that whatever 5-10 times,
Yeah.
and then okay, cool. Now you graduate to the fucking the big pond kind of
Or
thing.
even just have it be a thing of a like an obstacle course kind of thing as far as a tutorial. Okay, run through this, it'll take you 5 minutes, and then go out into the world and have fun and butcher
Sure.
people or get
Sure.
butchered.
And you know what? If the player decides to skip that, fuck them. They should
It's
lose.
their own damn fault. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's what fucking PUBG did, and they
Yep.
like ostensibly like
Yep.
made this genre.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'd be pissed off too. Also, it really does. That's a waste of, let's call it, and even an hour of your life on this rock that you,
Yep.
you spent killing bots. Ooh,
Yep.
with no indication that you were doing it,
Mm-hmm.
which is much worse in my
What's worse
opinion.
is the fact of players found out that they were all bots, and for the players that wound up dying, it's like I just
Yeah,
got
it's a little
beat by a
demoralizing.
fucking bot. What the actual fuck?
Yeah, yeah, that is definitely a little demoralizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um,
not a good point there, unfortunately. Their
yeah,
blade apparently was a little dull on that one.
um, so do you have anything else?
Just a little bit of a personal plug for myself, a little shout out kind of a thing. Other than that, I don't have anything else, which is amazing.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, but little plug here. For those of you who are aware, I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 for it since it came out, and for about 4 to 4.5 years now, I've been working on the Mentor roulette, which when they announced it, it was like, okay, look through all the stuff and realize, oh, hey, the very last one for 2,000 Mentor roulettes, which you can only queue up solo. I actually completed it this past Friday. I have it highlighted on my screen. Thank you. I know it's bad luck to toast with
Yeah,
water and like that, but
yeah, don't drink
that's
that.
all. That's all I've got at the moment. So, oh well. But here's also a screenshot of it.
Oh, nice. Wow,
Yeah,
that is kind of badass, actually.
it is like it looks like it's a cross between a unicorn and a Pegasus.
Yep.
Which is why I've kind of nicknamed it either the Unisys or the Pegacorn.
Unisys, I think, is better.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it sounds like a name, too, right?
The actual name they give it is the Astrope.
Nah,
Exactly.
hard pass.
Yeah,
2,000 fucking fights, you name that shit yourself.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. But for the last, I would say at least 14 to 1500 of the Mentor roulettes, I was doing it, running it primarily as the class you see there, which was my ninja. Um, which over the long run I learned it was a lot better to do it that way because it was a thing of, okay, I either get the 8-man raids, the 8-man trials, or just like a 4-man dungeon. I don't have to go into the 8-man trials that are the extreme mode where it tends to be people not wanting to learn mechanics or be told spoilers or anything like that. Whereas if you queue it as a tank, that's what you typically wind up with, unfortunately. Um, So I figured, okay, let's save some time and aggravation on that one, which was actually quite nice. So.
Well, fucking congratulations, dude, because that is awesome.
Thank you.
Seriously, the Unicus is real badass.
Yeah,
yeah, that's real cool.
It is also a 2-person mount too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was actually.
You can bring some level fucking 10 chode with you.
Yeah,
cool.
It is actually the first 2-person mount.
Oh shit.
Unfortunately, since this one was released, they have come out with at least, I want to say, about a half dozen other 2-person mounts, and actually a 4-person mount.
Oh, like a bus kind of a thing.
It's actually the car from Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah,
that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Does it fly? Or
yes.
Does it just drive?
Yes, it does.
Oh.
Like you take off and it pops out the wings and the whole 9 yards.
Cool.
So.
Well, yours was more earned, so good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, please.
But I don't know about you. I had a great time tonight as far as talking about everything. We started out with some kind of fun, silly stuff. It slowly dipped down, but we brought it right back up, which is great.
Peaks and valleys, baby.
Yeah, I'm glad. And plus, on top of that, for I want to say 90% of the show, we went from like one story into the next, into the next, into the next, into the next. We strung it all along the entire time, pretty much, which was great. I love it.
Yep. Love to see it.
So now the question is, can we continue doing that?
Of course. Are you kidding me? We're just catching a rhythm now, baby.
Yeah. You know? Hell yeah.
So every week it'll just get a little better. Well, not the stories. Stories.
I was about to say, you want to take that back?
Yeah, seriously. All right, well, I'm going to say goodbye to the peoples. I'm assuming you're going to want to do the same thing?
Yep.
All right, then. I will talk to you in a minute.
Alrighty, catch you later. Alrighty, though, guys. That'll be it for me tonight, and also for Alex as well. Bots don't cheat. Wish all the games have gave that choice. Yeah, well, what you guys do. No one really likes playing versus bots, though, is the thing. But also change it up in Blue Spoons. Welcome, guys. I know it wasn't very talkative to you guys, the individual audience, but yeah. Either way, though, that is going to be it. Tomorrow we'll be back. We'll be doing some, probably at least doing some rating on Destiny 2. I think that's what people are available for, so we'll see how things go from there. Other than that, that is really gonna be it for tonight. I will catch you guys later. Hope you all have a good night and see you tomorrow. Bye.